Good morning, adventurers, and welcome to Chessingon World Adventures Sea Life Centre. I'm going to be giving a little bit of a talk about some of our fish in this tank here. Now, as you've walked through our Sea Life Centre here, I'm sure you have seen many different types of fishes. Now, you might be a little bit confused about me using the word there, fishes. A lot of people think that fish is the correct plural for a group of, well, fish. But actually, fishes is also correct. The main difference is the fish refers to a group of a single species. So if you have one species of fish, such as our monofish, that would be a group of fish. Whereas in our ocean tank here, we have many different types of fish. So that would be a group of fishes. So if anyone does try and tell you that fishes is the wrong word, you can now tell them that they are actually correct and why that is the case. Now, as you've been walking through here, I'm sure you have seen many different types of fishes. Has anyone seen any favourite fishes here?
What's your favourite fish?
Oh yeah, that is an amazing type. Any other fishes that people have seen that they really like in sea life? The rays, yeah, they are absolutely magnificent. In fact, we do have one fish in there who is my absolute favourite, and that is Hector, our puffer fish. If you do get a chance to see him, he does like looking at us as much as we like looking at him. Now, I'm going to be here talking about a very specific type of fish. That is going to be our blacktip reef shark in our ocean tank here. Now, you may see some of them swimming across the glass. Usually along the top of the tank is where they enjoy being the most. If you don't get a chance to see them here, we do have a tunnel later on in the aquarium where you'll be able to get a really good look at these fish. Now, we have 3 blacktip reef sharks here in our aquarium. They are a group of siblings, and they are what we call juvenile sharks. That means that they are not quite adults yet, they are still quite young, and we work as a little bit of a nursery here, so we look after them while they're on the younger side, and then they'll go on to move onto other aquariums once they reach their adulthood. Now, we have 2 boys and 1 girl, and their names are Clarkson, Scar, and Lady. Now, there are a few different, slight differences between them. For example, Lady is our smallest, as she is our female. Clarkson is our largest male, and Scar, he's sort of in between the two. He also has 2 little spots along the back of his dorsal fin, and that is where he gets his name Scar from. Now, talking a little bit about this species, you're going to be finding these guys in the Indo-Pacific. Typically, that can be anywhere from Australia up towards the Indian subcontinent, along towards the Red Sea, and then down the eastern coast of Africa and into South Africa as well. So these guys have quite a large area where you're going to be finding them in the ocean. However, even though you're going to be finding them over quite a large territory, these guys actually have very small territories, individually that is. Now, blacktip reef shark here is actually going to be swimming in quite a small area. That's going to be about a territory of 0.2 miles wide. Now, to put that in perspective, it takes about 3 to 5 minutes to walk that far, and they're going to be spending pretty much their entire lives in that small circle. So they don't like to swim very far out from where they're born. They like to stay where they are. But this is a widespread species, so there is quite a lot of them. Now, these guys aren't on the endangered list quite yet, but they are slowly starting to get there. So I'll be talking a little bit about what that means for this population and why that is a bit later on. Now, these guys are shallow water sharks, and they tend to be found in areas from about the surface to 300 meters deep. So they do prefer being along the top of the oceans. That is where most of their prey come from. And a lot of their prey are going to be things like small fish. Here at Chessingon, we like to feed them mackerel as a bit of a treat. We do feed them pretty much every day, however, it is up to them whether they feed or not. So what we do is we'll dangle a bit of food out in their tank for them, and it's up to them whether they come over and snap them up. However, sharks don't enjoy eating every single day. They'll typically do a behaviour called gorging, where they'll go for a big hunt, and then have a several-day period where they won't eat any food. That's very similar to some of our other animals here, such as our lions, and there'll be a bit more information about those in a talk later on this morning.
Thank you.
So back to our fish here. The blacktip reef shark is, as you can probably guess, mostly found in reef areas, and that is where they get their name from, along with the black tip along the top of their dorsal fin. Now, there is another type of shark called the blacktip shark, and that is a completely different species, but a lot of people tend to get these 2 animals confused. The main way to tell the difference is that these guys are quite a bit smaller, so they can get up to about 6 or 7 feet in length, and like I said, these guys are juveniles, so they are on the smaller side. once they reach adulthood, they'll be moving to a different area where they can grow and get to their size. Now, these guys, like I said, they have quite a good population at the moment, but those numbers are slowly starting to decline. And there's a number of different reasons for that. That is mostly from overfishing in the shark fin soup industry. They are often caught as bycatch, especially the smaller or younger examples of this species. And they also are running out of food to catch in the ocean. Now, the shark fin industry is quite a bit of an obvious one. A lot of people go out and they catch these animals simply for the fins along their back, which they'll use in a delicacy tended to be found in Asia. Now, this actually will kill the shark because they do require those fins to be able to swim. So even if they kept alive after that fin is cut off, which they typically are, they will unfortunately die off once they're back in the ocean. Now, the overpopulation or the overfishing of their prey is another example of what is slowly starting to kill them off and pushing them closer to that endangered title. And that is because we are fishing in such a unsustainable manner that we're actually taking food away from these guys out of the ocean, so these guys are struggling to find fish to eat, especially in their smaller territories. Like I said, they are usually only about 0.2 miles wide, so they're actually starting to have to explore other areas outside their territories, expanding their territories to larger sizes, so that they can still try and find as much food as possible for themselves and for any young that they might have. Now, speaking of young, does anyone know what a baby shark is called? Are called a pup? Yeah, exactly. Baby sharks are called pups. And pupping is the example of these guys doing their breeding. So they'll go through a few cycles every so often, and they'll usually have about 1 to 3 pups per pupping cycle. So because they aren't being able to replenish the population as much or as quickly as the numbers are dropping, is adding to that closer and closer push towards them being endangered and then towards them becoming extinct. Now, does anyone know if sharks give birth to live young like mammals and we do, or if they lay eggs like many other reptiles and fish do?
Live birth?
Live birth, yeah. Any other guesses?
Yeah, so it's quite deep in the back of the mouth, you can't typically see it.
No, yeah, they do give birth to live birth, but they also lay eggs. So sharks are a mix of the two. It depends on the species. Some of them will be live birth, some of them will be egg laying, and some of them, like these guys here, which is quite special, will actually do a mix of the two. In which case they will actually lay the egg inside themselves. So the shark will lay inside their egg and will hatch inside the other's body, and then will then be born a few weeks later as a live birth. So they do have sort of a mix of the two, which is, yeah, like I said, it is a little bit weird, but the animal kingdom is a very weird place. Now, there's 2 different names for egg laying or live birth is ovivivores and vivipores. Ovivivores are egg layers and vivipores are live birth. So like I said, depends on the species. A good rule of thumb is that the smaller the species is, the more likely they are to be ovivivores or egg layers, and the larger the species is, the more likely they are to be vivipores or live birth sharks. Now that is a bit of a rule of thumb, so it's not an exact science, but it is a good way to take an educated guess. Now these guys will have a gestation period of about 3 to 4 months on average. However, other species of sharks can be a lot longer. In fact, the longest gestation period or pregnancy for a shark is about 3.5 years. So imagine being pregnant for about that long, probably wouldn't be the best experience. But these sharks are designed for that, and they actually help to keep their young nice and safe. Now, talking a little bit more about their endangered numbers, does anyone know how many sharks are killed per year by humans? Any guesses at the number? 100,000, yeah, that's a good guess. 8,000. So these are actually really, really low. The actual number is around about 100 million sharks per year. Now, to put that into perspective, anyone thinks that sharks are these really, really dangerous creatures, and things like Hollywood and other media have got helpful interpretation with movies like Jaws, Megalodon, and other sort of similar movies. However, we kill, or sharks usually kill on average about 6 to 10 people per year. So that is a massive difference in how much we are taking from their population compared to how much they are taking from our population. And when you put it into perspective like that, it is very, very easy to see that we are actually the danger to these animals. And like I said, that is from overfishing population, overfishing their prey, that is from the shark fin soup industry, and also that is from bycatch. Now bycatch is when fishers go out to do their usual fishing and they accidentally pick up these guys along the way. Now talking about their hunting and their prey a little bit more, these guys are going to be eating smaller animals like I mentioned, such as mackerel. And the way they'll do that is they'll have up to about 50 teeth in their mouths at any given time, and they will be shown in several different rows and different stages of growing. So these guys will replenish their teeth quite quickly and quite often because they want to make sure that they have the sharpest, most healthy teeth they can for when they go out and catch their prey. Those teeth are instrumental in being able to keep the fish, because they are quite slippery animals, inside the mouth. And the way they're going to be doing this is their teeth will actually point slightly backwards in their mouth. So once they chomp down, the fish will actually have a very, very hard time escaping, and these guys are going to swallow it and have a yummy, yummy meal. I want to thank you guys for coming to this bit of a shark talk here. If you do have any questions about our shark or about any of the other fishes we have in the aquarium here, I'm going to be waiting around for a couple more moments after, so please feel free to come up to me and ask any questions you have. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day here at Chessingon Sea Life and here at Chessingon Wild Adventures as a whole. Once again, thank you for coming to this little talk.
Thank you.